Lots of us want to save the world, or little wee bits of it at least. And in my case, I wanted to save wildlife. But for most people, it's really hard to follow your passion full time. We might volunteer locally and share petitions and posts and that, but stepping up from part-time is really, really tricky. Now, I've spent a bit of time researching this, and I'm going to share with you some of the tricks that a few people have used to make it happen. Perhaps the most recognised way is to join an existing non-profit or government agency where they pay you a full-time wage or salary. First though, you need to find an organisation that shares your passion. But there are literally thousands of entities, many of them already doing what you want to do. Seek them out and do your very best to get a job with them. The challenge though is there's no shortage of people competing for those very few paid positions. So how do you make sure that you get hired? Well, the key to all this is you need a skill set that they really want. And this varies so much depending on the organisation and what they do. But there's a few skills that pretty much all of them want. At the top of that list is fundraising. If you have an ability to raise money, non-profits especially will be all over you like a rash. But there's also lots of other skill sets that can get you in the door. Videography, photography, journalism, social media, copywriting, engineering, boat captain, military logistics, admin, legal, biology. So many options. And the larger the organisation, then the more varied the skills they'll need. So get yourself a skill and some experience. The second thing is you need to be really good at it. Don't pick a skill you're poor at. Find something you're naturally good at and then own it. If you want to be a photographer, get out and take images every day. Be creative, seek advice and guidance, and become an awesome photographer. If you are amazing, it becomes much more likely for a non-profit or agency to take you on. Sometimes though, you might have a great skill set and yet you still can't get in the door. Go and offer to volunteer for them for a while. Most large organisations will take volunteers or interns, and from this, they often choose the really good ones to progress on to becoming paid. Once you get your foot in the door, it's easier to move up the food chain. The good thing with this type of career is you get paid while following your dream, so the financial burden personally is much reduced. Also, you only need to be good at one or two things. And finally, there's synergies in working with a team. Work in an amazing team and you get to be part of something extraordinary. This happened to me when I went full-time working for Sea Shepherd. I only got in the door because I had a maritime captain's license and experience on this amazing boat called Earth Race. Now, I gave up a year of my life, but I got to follow my dream in trying to stop Japanese whaling in Antarctica. It wasn't all beer and skittles though, and we did have some really tough days, including 5 months in a maximum security prison in Japan. But I was lucky to be part of the team that woke the world up to Japanese whaling. A consideration with all this though is not everyone suited to working full-time for a large organisation. Some people struggle working in teams. Alpha personalities, for example, often less happy having a boss, and sometimes the organisation may not be pursuing the objectives as you'd like. Nevertheless, for a lot of people, working full-time and paid for a large organisation is the best way for you to go out and help save the world. But some of us may be less suited to that, and the good news is there's options for those people as well, and I'm going to tell you about them next week.